Start tonight by thanking Craig Smith. Really was a tremendous Bruin, a great teammate, a consummate professional. I want to wish he and Leah, his wife, all the very best, in their next journey in his professional career. But I can't say enough of what Craig was as a Boston Bruin, his contributions, and we're very grateful and wish him the best.
Thank you, Don. Go ahead, Scott.
Hi, Don. Just wondering if you can provide insight into how this deal came together and what you're, expecting from Orlov and Hathaway and where you kind of see them fitting in.
Well, Scott, the deal, came together. We've clearly been in the marketplace to gauge what types of players would be available and adding to our current group. Inevitably, we did have to make a move with regards to opening up some space in Craig's situation. But I think we were trying to attack in two different areas, and both Dmitry and Garnet, I think, bring some attributes that will complement our group. Now we just hope we stay healthy and try and take a run and play our best hockey at the right times. It's going to be a hard path. It is a hard path to get in, and it's even harder once you are to take a run. Dimitri's got a Stanley Cup ring, brings a lot of veteran leadership to our group, and plays in all different situations. And Garnet's a hard-nosed guy that's going to be wired. The way we use our bottom six and try to create some anxiety in the forecheck and to disrupt. He kills penalties, bigger body and frame, and they're both excited to be joining our team.
Reminder to media, if you do have a question, please use the raise your hand feature at the bottom of your screen. We'll go next to Chris Ryan.
Hey, Don, hope all is well. Along those lines, it does feel like these are two playoff style hockey players. And obviously you have your mind towards that. How do you see them fitting in? Are they depth guys? Do you expect them to be in the lineup upon their arrival?
Yeah, we've got some logistics for both players to travel and join the team out west. That'll be Monty's decision and theirs and how comfortable they feel. They want to skate, practice, and get in. Both are easily adjusted to jump in an NHL lineup. They're both identity type players. As I referenced, I think the versatility in both players they bring. For the most part, I just think we're going to put our group together and obviously play the best players, but what the matchups are and how Monty wants to use them. And again, we got to stay healthy. We got to rotate guys around. Maybe there's an opportunity to I know that Monty's talked about, Patrice's situation and or the other guys when push comes to shove, we're just going to put the best lineup together. And I think all of our group should understand that we were in this to try and deepen, what our team looks like. And no idea who we're going to play. We got to go in and qualify. I think we're in a really good spot, because the team has played that well. And, we're trying to reward. We have an ownership group that's supportive of, when the team's in position to give us the resources to add. I can't say enough about what our pro staff has done to try and get us in this position to add and all the work that they put in, the communication we've had. And you apologize to your amateur staff because obviously you're taking away opportunity for them to improve our club down the road. But that's the chase. We're in it to try and win, and you got to qualify and go from there.
Are you still looking ahead of the deadline, or do you feel you've satisfied the needs that you're looking to fulfill here down the ahead of the trade deadline?
You just never know. And again, this deal came together relatively quickly. My discussions with Brian, who's really, really good to deal with, it's just an opportunity that presented itself. We clearly have been in the marketplace for a period of time and trying to gauge who may or may not be available, what deals you can do. Not necessarily going to be overly aggressive, but we really like our team. And, hopefully, like I said, we're going to stay healthy and monitor. We got 8 more days to sort of see, but for the most part, our guys should feel comfortable that we've added to our group. And it's time to continue to do what these guys have set out to do and have a special year.
Thanks, Chris. We'll go next to Jimmy Murphy. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Hey, Donnie, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jimmy. How are you?
First, good. Just 2 questions quick. Can you just clarify how the salary retention is broken down in terms of Minnesota getting involved as well? Because The press release from the Wild was a little different from the one you guys sent.
Well, I have not read the Wild's press release. I know what ours says, and basically we had the opportunity in the salary retention from Washington to get both the cap hit down a little bit, and then had the opportunity to do that through Minnesota as well. Unfortunate to be able to do that and lower the cap hit overall. Maybe gives us some flexibility between now and playing the last games that we need to play down the stretch. And likely, again, you never know. We have Noakes on LTI right now. Vinny Lettieri's on our roster. We have some stuff that we've got to make sure that we tidy up with if we can, and maybe emerge. But again, trying to give the most flexibility we possibly can, Jimmy.
And then just this type of trade. I mean, obviously, we've seen over the years how much different the playoffs is in terms of the regular season when it comes to physical hockey and gritty hockey. How much, in your perspective, how much of this is adding that type of style into your lineup? And you already had some of it, but how much more do you add with it?
I mean, our roster is battle tested. I think when we play any type of game against any type of team, we're able to react accordingly or dictate accordingly. I think we were trying to complement and add to that. And, we've had several players from Providence come in and go into our lineup and provide consistency in that regard. And that's what we want to try and do. We know it's a war of attrition when you go through. You got to get in, you got to qualify. You got 20 some odd games, towards the end of the year, and then the playoffs begin. You don't know who you're going to play. It doesn't matter, because who you're going to play is going to be a ridiculously tough opponent. And you've got to be able to dictate, we're tried to be consistent in how we're going to want to play. And I think both of these players add to that. And, they're excited to be part of our, games down the stretch and what lies ahead.
Thanks, Jimmy. We'll go next to Matt Porter.
Hey, Don, just to follow up on that, just specifically first, how important is the hit element that both of those players bring, not just the physical play or just general ruggedness, but specifically finishing guys, trying to be not predatory is a dirty word, but I think you know what I'm saying, like really trying to get a piece on the forecheck in the postseason.
I think I used the word anxiety. Overall, I think our group does a really good job of responding to physical challenges, and we can play any type of game. We try and play up tempo and in all facets of our game. And again, Dmitry and Garnet will add to that and complement. And again, just try to fortify for the most part. They're excited to come in and add to our team and, to address the physicality or how we're going to play. Like I said, it's up tempo, but it's really trying to play any style. I don't think there's a player on our team that doesn't, acknowledge that you're going to go through physical battles, in the wars of attrition that the playoff represent. So it's just time to go to work.
I know, both obviously UFAs next summer, there's so much focus on now. Have you had any preliminary discussions with if they might want to be Bruins in the future?
No, but we'll look forward to having that, get him acclimated. As I said, they've got some logistics and travel and leaving behind what was very comfortable and familiar to them and stepping into, joining a new team, getting to know their new teammates, getting familiarized. We'll take care of all the ancillary details that go with moving players around and making them feel very wanted and comfortable in and out of the locker room. And then their families included in that.
And then just lastly, just to clarify, Vancouver for them, or could it be Edmonton, or what are you seeing there as far as their availability?
Working on travel logistics. Hopefully they're going to travel tomorrow, but again, that's to be determined.
Gotcha. Thanks.